So this strategy is going to be a very quick strategy using different strength meter dashboards to make one EA. So the highlight of the EA is going to be uh, this dashboard here. I have this in the MQF4 form, so you just have to code because this is a commercial product. I don't have this in here in MQF4 form. So, but all these you can get. This is like single time frames, but you have to code them together to give combined alerts from the EA. So, how this work? Uh, I think you've seen some of my other videos. You have to go with this and this. So it's gonna the time frame is gonna be aligned. So like there are six time frames here. So these are the properties of this indicator to be used. So you see 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, 8 hours, 2 hours, 1 day. So the threshold for buy is six or better. The threshold for sell is three or lower. So I'm not using the I'm just using this as an example. So I said three there. And the reason why I said three, I want like three of them have to align back to back to be able to open the position. So for instance, New Zealand, franc, euro, CAD. I mean, there's a lot of volatility now. So franc is three time frames aligned back to back here. So it's going to match the three time frames aligned back to back here for New Zealand because three time frames aligned back to back here, the three or less. The three time frames here are six or better. So it's going to be like New Zealand franc sell. Same thing here. Euro AUD long. I mean, this just changed now, but so Euro New Zealand long, Euro CAD short. So it's just like that. The three of them got to match. It can be any three from any side of the dashboard. It can be three here, it can be three here, three here. It can be three in the middle here, three here, three here, three here. It can, anyway, as long as three. But even if New Zealand is going to be like three or less here, it has to match this dashboard here. This dashboard here got to be like three or less here too. So when this is three or less here, this is three or less. That criteria is met for these two dashboards. Like USD, three of them here or here, they're like six or better. So you got to match here too. You see here is six or better. So what else? That's all there is. This is yen, three of them, three or less. It didn't meet the criteria here yet. Or maybe it had before you don't see how this is moving. But that's all that is. Euro, three of them here, three of them here. Anyway, it's right here, 7.9. So that's how this will work. Then on this side of the dashboard, it's an option to use any of these dashboard, but three of them will be coded on one A. So right here, if euro is these two criteria were met here, if these two criteria were met, it's gonna euro. We have to be three time frames here back to back. Let me make an example with euro because euro here is the strongest, Aussie here is the weakest. So what is going to happen? Euro we have to be three time frames here back to back, or Aussie we have to be three time frames here back to back. So one of them got to be back to back in either strong or the weak. So I just don't want to do it like two of them got to be. Sometimes it's like that, but the EA will only be programmed once three of them are here back to back, and three of them are here back to back of this for the strongest and the weakest. So these are the first levels. So I think that's it. If you can't use this dashboard, you got to use this. I mean, this is the MQF4 form. I mean, I give you something that look like this. So for this to work, this is just going to be like use these numbers here. Seven, seven plus 70 or better is strong. Then minus 70 or less is weak. So they have to match. So right now, We said euro is the strongest. So let's give an example here. Euro is 2.40, very, very strong. So the strongest here, as you can see here, is euro, franc, USD, and pounds. So those are the four, as you can see here too, the four. I mean, you can look at the code, which one is going to be easy for you to use. This other indicator I'm talking about that looks similar to this, which I have, is right here. This is I'm sorry, I'm trying to rush through this. When videos get too long, they get boring. So by just showing the indicator I have that's similar to this. See. So these two indicators, this is the one I have. You see the numbers here: euro 7.0, 7.0, USD 6.1, 6.1. So they similar. I can't You can't use this because it's EXO form, but you can definitely use this because I have the code for this. And the code for this is built in this. It's in MKF4 form, so you can use that. So what else is left? Okay, regardless of if all these indicators they're going to align, some other criteria will still have to be met. Okay, for instance, RSI we have to filter. I have to use RSI to filter the trades. So, and you can use these indicators, but even with these, you can't really use these. Those are just for my viewing pleasure. Use that. So, some other conditions that will have to be aligned is okay. Let's say Euro AUD. The conditions are met here. You know, conditions are met here. Euro met these conditions here, and three time frames here of Euro. It matches matches three time frames here of AUD. I mean, giving this as an example. So let's look at the chart. So this is the chart. So the chart, the indicator is still gonna use this as a filter. Three time frames RSI. So when all this move is going on, when all these dashboards is making all this noise here, this condition will still happen. RSI will be used as a filter. So once the RSI is above 70, it's gonna open a position. I don't hear it's 60, but I don't let me just give an example. It says 70. It's gonna open the position. So when the RSI is going to cross back down 50, the position is going to be closed for a loss of profit, whatever long is opened. So I might lock in profits before it turns down. I don't know. I'm going to put that in the settings of the EA. So for instance, a short was open here when the RSIs were below 30. Like I said, this is 60. I just don't have time to be trying to change this thing. But let me just put 70 30 there just for putting it. So 70 level is going to be there. Yeah. So once all those things are going on, once all these conditions are met here, and you can see now because euro is going to be a pullback now for the euro pairs. So it's going to be like pullback because in 1 minute is going short. So now to scalp, if I want to use this to scalp, is these two, this and this. But anyway, let's go back to what I was talking about. So the short was open here because the 3 hour RSIs were below 30. So when the 3 hour RSIs cross back up above 50, not 70 anymore or 30, because those are the only for the entries. This 30 level and the 70 level are only for the entries. So whatever short is open here will be closed at this time, and the long is going to be open. The long is closed when the 3 hour RSIs drop back below 50. So I can have a second option that even if I'm going long here, when the 3 hour size cross back up above 50, I can use like an add to position strategy to add when the RSIs they get into overbought to add. to those positions. But that's a story for a different time. So let's come back to this. As you can see, the week euro is getting weak, but I'm just showing the entry. They have these dashboards are going to be used to be coded to an EA. So we know Euro Aussie was going strong before. So Euro Yen, that was also long before. Let's look at the Euro Yen. This is the Euro Yen. Same since it was a bullish move. So probably the move was would have entered here. It can't enter here because the three RSI were not above um 70. So here's when three RSIs went up above 40, above 70. You see, I would have missed all this move here based on how the indicator is set, but you know, that's what life is. You can't get everything you want. So the long would have entered there. So it still would have been in a long position, even though like we saw from that thing that is starting to go down. So that's how the entry is. Maybe the entry would have been here to go short here. Then would have exited the position here to go long. So you have to try and code this indicator in here too, the candle direction indicator and the dynamic trend indicator. But they have to be aligned with all these with all these too. They have to be aligned to open a position. So they have certain threshold they will have to be met. The default for this 75, but I can use any value I want. Then the candle direction, all these we have to be aligned. Or some of them we have to be aligned. See, I have a dashboard coded already. You have all these things in there, but it's difficult to use somebody else's work. But you guys always modify dashboards. So let's show you an example. So let me use the Euro dashboard as an example. So this is one of the dashboard that have all these things coded in there. So if you want this, you can use this the candle direction, the RSI settings, the dynamic trend indicator settings, sweet spot, and all these other stuff. Everything's on this dashboard. I mean, I can put more pairs here, but this is just for the Euro crosses. So as you can see, all these indicators are going to be using that strategy, apart from sweet spot and maybe the strength counter indicators. So I mean, it looked like gibberish, but I know what I'm doing. That's why I put this like this. So this is basically most of the indicators here. But this is irrelevant. So I'll focus on this. I think I've touched on all what I want to touch. We said this before that the euro pairs were having a pullback going down now. When this turned to red, when this other M5 turned to red, maybe it's time to start looking for opposite to reverse all the positions with the euro. So, but I think probably touched all I need to touch on. The main focus, like I said before, is this: three time frames back to back. We have to be aligned in any row, but they have to match each other. So the market is trying to change direction, but this right here, this should have been a euro yen buy because you see three of them matched. Three of them is less. Three of them in a row is less than three. Three of them in a row is greater than six. So they go to match each other to open a position. Here, these two they match each other to open a position. They match each other here. Anyway, like this one, everything you can have all positions can be open if the option is to open more than one position per pair. Right here, you can open a position. Right here, you can open a position. Anywhere in the dashboard for this USD CAD, positions can be opened. So Remember what we happen here too, and here they have to align. 6.0 better here. This have to be 6.0 better here. So I think I've touched on what I need to touch on. Hopefully, someone can give this a shot. If you have any questions before you bid, take on this project, let me know. I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you very much, my friends, and God bless.